What's going on? It's Vices in MMA, and today I want to make a video talking about how I think Sean O'Malley is going to go out there and absolutely dominate Merab Dvalishvili in the UFC 306 main event. We all know that Merab Dvalishvili versus Sean O'Malley is the title fight for the UFC Sphere event for the bantamweight title, and I do think that Sean O'Malley is going to go out there and defend his title in very, very dominant fashion. If you guys enjoy the UFC content, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, so please go out there and hit the subscribe button. 97.2% of my viewers who are watching these videos are not subscribed, so please hit that subscribe button. It is the best way to show support to the channel. And let's jump right into the video on why I believe that Sean O'Malley is going to dominate Merab Dvalishvili. Okay, so in the UFC 306 main event, we got Sean O'Malley versus Merab Dvalishvili, and I think that this is going to be a relatively easy fight for Sean O'Malley, considering that Merab Dvalishvili's style is a little bit reckless. If we all know, Sean O'Malley is one of the best counterpunchers in the UFC, as he knocked Merab Dvalishvili's teammate Aljamain Sterling out with. Now, Aljo's style compared to Merab's is a little bit more reckless in the striking department. We all know that Aljo kind of has those flying hooks that he throws, and it really isn't the greatest conventional striking style, but Merab is a little bit more conventional in his striking. The thing that gets me though is Merab really doesn't move his head when he's in the striking department, and it is shown multiple times through and through that he has a tendency to get cracked really easily. He got cracked versus Henry Cejudo, he got cracked versus Marlon Moraes, and those are just the two off the top of my head that were absolutely major, especially the Marlon Moraes one. Merab Dvalishvili almost got finished in that fight, and that was from someone who really isn't the level of striker compared to Sean O'Malley, and Sean O'Malley is a lot more precise, has a lot more precision, and I think he's going to go in there and absolutely just dominate and just hit Merab with one sucker punch, and is going to knock him out cold. Now, the reason I think this is Sean O'Malley has a lot more power than people think in those strikes, and it is something that truly is going to go in there and be put on display, considering of how heavy of a grappler Merab Dvalishvili is. Sean O'Malley's takedown defense is a lot better than people think. Look at that fight against Aljamain Sterling with a hurt rib. Sean O'Malley went in there and defended every single takedown. Chito Vera isn't really a takedown artist, but versus Peter Yan, he did pretty good in the grappling department. He got taken down a couple times, but when he did get taken down, it was really only off. He got taken down off a trip, and he got taken down in the first round where he got lifted up, and that was just because Peter Yan locked his hands around the butt. And yes, that was a takedown, a good takedown for Peter Yan, but overall in that fight, Sean O'Malley's takedown defense was pretty good, but Sean O'Malley's takedown defense and jiu-jitsu is a lot better than a lot of people think, so I think he's going to be able to stop the takedowns from Merab Dvalishvili, and I think that he's going to get him out there early. Now, the only reason that I think that this fight could get a little bit dicey for Sean O'Malley is if this fight goes longer than a lot of people think. Merab Dvalishvili has some of the best cardio inside the UFC, and I think that the longer Sean O'Malley waits to keep this fight, the harder it's going to be for him to win it ultimately. But I do think that Sean O'Malley winning this fight is 100% in the question. The other X factor I have for Sean O'Malley is those knees that he throws right up the pipe. If you saw that knee that he hit Chito Vera with, it sounded like a baseball bat hitting a piece of metal. It was absolutely disgusting, and Chito Vera, how he didn't get really cut up from that knee was absolutely beyond me. A lot of people would have been finished from that knee, but Chito Vera, as we all know, has a chin made of diamonds. That man's chin is absolutely insane, but Sean O'Malley's going to go in there, and I think he's going to be able to connect on a right or a left very early, and Merab is going to have to be very careful going in for those takedowns. The other thing for Merab that I really don't like is he's not really a submission artist rather than a ground and pound artist. He does have a couple submissions and he does have the skills, but that's not really what he goes for in the UFC. He would rather ride out the round, and yes, that's going to be able to tire out Sean O'Malley, but the big thing that you want to do is get Sean O'Malley out of there, considering that he is such a good striker and that his power is going to carry through these rounds. So Merab Dvalishvili is going to have to be perfect in every single category versus Sean O'Malley, and I don't think that he is going to be able to. Sean is going to make Merab desperate. He's going to make him want to get a takedown very bad, and I think Merab's going to overextend. You look exactly in that Aljo fight, Sean O'Malley was super patient, and we know he has that game, but the only reason Aljo lost is Aljo got antsy. He shot from a distance that was a little bit farther than he would have liked, and Sean O'Malley just pulled out right ever so slightly and hit Aljo down the middle, lighting him up for the knockout. And that was one of the most impressive knockouts of the year of 2023. And I remember watching that fight, and I was so utterly impressed by Sean O'Malley in that one. But ultimately, I have Sean O'Malley winning this fight versus Merab Dvalishvili by KO in either the first or the second round. I do think that Sean O'Malley is going to catch Merab early, and Merab's chin is good, but it's not the greatest. We've seen him be rocked multiple different times. If you've never seen the Marlon Moraes fight, please go check that out, because Merab Dvalishvili was absolutely rocked in that fight. But ultimately, Sean O'Malley wins by knockout, and I do think that Merab is going to have a good performance, and that was a little bit of minutes, but I think he's going to ultimately get a little antsy and shoot and overextend for something where Sean O'Malley is going to hit him with a counter punch and take him out. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Fight Season MMA, and please let me know what you think about the fight between Sean O'Malley and Merab Dvalishvili at the UFC main event in the Las Vegas Sphere at UFC 306. I think that this is going to be an amazing fight for however long it lasts. You got Sean O'Malley, who's an amazing striker, versus the grappler and cardio aficionado in Merab Dvalishvili, but these two are going to go in there and fight for the bantamweight title at the UFC Sphere event at UFC 306, and I can only expect fireworks stemming from this fight. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Fight Season MMA, and please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you guys enjoy the videos, and turn on the post notifications just so you guys are always notified when I drop videos. And especially since there's a lot of UFC news and fights coming on. We got some great cards coming up. We got UFC Abu Dhabi and UFC 305 coming up, which content is going to be made on very soon. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Fight Season MMA, and I will catch you guys very soon with more UFC content and news.